Has Mercedes finally rewritten the rules of aerodynamics? The first glimpse of their new front wing is a shock. A thrilling mystery in carbon fiber. It promises unparalleled speed, but will it deliver under pressure? Stay tuned as we unravel the secrets of this radical innovation in the high-stakes world of Formula One. It's good to be back at Formula One News. Mercedes has recently made some intriguing developments. The squad has clarified what their main enhancement is. As Toto Wolff has already said, this seems to be a new front wing on the Mercedes W40, just in time for the Silverstone Grand Prix. The team is optimistic about this upgrade, even if it may not contain the wide range of enhancements that some people were anticipating. They think it will enhance the car's front-to-rear airflow, which is important given the necessity for front-end stability and grip at this track. In an unexpected turn of events, it appears that the only option to get a new team onto the Formula One grid and into the paddock is for them to pose as a fictional organization that is producing a movie. Yes, you heard correctly. This weekend, Brad Pitt and Joseph Kosinski's fictional Apex squad, which is depicted in the movie, will be on the paddock with Sonny Hayes and Joshua Pierce. The Ferrari SF23 that is being rolled in front of their garage is much more intriguing. The film's creators went to great lengths to make it as accurate as they could, even dressing actors in mechanic garb. This weekend's Grand Prix attendees can expect to see a lot of activity. The fact that the vehicle is a Formula 2 vehicle that Mercedes customized to resemble the current generation of Formula 1 vehicles is an important distinction. It is smaller but eerily similar in performance. The semi-detached flap and end plate junction are two aspects of the new design that are still utilized. The way the wing is loaded over its span and how it interacts with the nose, however, has also undergone significant alteration. The dive plane and end plate's camber have both been modified to fit after the triangular connection of the leading edge of the end plate was withdrawn in favor of a more rounded finish. As a result of the end plate modification, the pod that contains the infrared tire sensor has also been moved, and it is obvious that it has been placed in a spot that provides the best aerodynamic performance. By exposing the bottom of the element to the approaching flow and strengthening the contours that previously existed, the main plane's leading edge is now more contoured in the outer region of the wing. These modifications also seem to have affected the bodywork of the vanity panel's remainder, as well as the nose's tip. The two upper flaps, which have adjustable parts with cord lengths that are significantly longer than their predecessors, are where the most obvious visual alteration may be seen. Another difference is the addition of a slot gap separator bracket with a stronger aerodynamic focus in the top outboard corner, while the remaining brackets continue to have a more traditional horseshoe shape. In addition to having a redesigned outboard part where the flaps meet the end plate, the new front wing being shown in Austin will also have some intriguing flow diverters installed between the two upper flaps. This seems to be a unique application of the slot gap separators that the teams are permitted to employ to limit excessive assembly bending and, as the name implies, excessive slot gap separation between the flaps. Mercedes formerly utilized three of the more traditional horseshoe separators to link the two highest flaps to one another. Another intriguing design element of these slot gap separators is their orientation at their connection points to the two flaps, which is different from the exposed area on top of the wing and allows them to accommodate various flow configurations above and below the flaps. Even though they had more aerodynamic furniture at their disposal in that regulation period, Mercedes experimented with this type of design in 2016 with the W07, which used a series of vortex-inducing hits on the top flap in an effort to increase outwash. The team has also altered the outboard position of the front wing's design, changing the way the flaps are connected to the end plate and their form to take use of the new slot gap separators. Mercedes has the most innovative design in this area to aid with outwash, so it makes sense that it would need to refine that design to fit with the new separators. The Mercedes' Achilles heel continues to be its rear stability. This season, they might not have the resources or financial means to make the required adjustments. In a statement about his future with the team, Lewis Hamilton said that despite the difficulties they have been facing, he still has complete faith in them. He said that although the new front wing is a little item, it's a step in the right direction. There is some internal dispute over the enhancement's potential impact, as seen by Toto Wolff's description of it as a big upgrade. And finally, Lando Norris exudes confidence in McLaren's prospects. He declares that he will be content if they can fight Mercedes. Charles Leclerc agrees that they are making a lot of progress. However, given Red Bull's success this year, the race is open to anyone. In other developments, the Aston Martin team has acknowledged that before submitting their request to contest the Austrian Grand Prix outcome, they verified that Lance Stroll completed each and every lap to make sure they wouldn't be impacted. They will be glad to hear that gravel traps will be put outside of turns 9 and 10, preventing any future track limitations drama. In order to commemorate their 800th Grand Prix, Williams is bringing a unique livery to Silverstone. One of the most beautiful liveries we've seen this year is made even more beautiful by the British flag on the rear. Even though they never competed, Mercedes was the first team to display the Aero-style brackets, while Ferrari has used them on its front wing the whole season. More recently, Haas implemented their own variation. Mercedes has struggled with rear end stability all season, and when the B-Spec vehicle was introduced, both drivers continued to voice their concerns about the rear end. So much so that Hamilton admitted to telling Max Verstappen at the Canadian Grand Prix, "Your rear end is insane," as he was running behind the Red Bull RB19. The new wing, according to the British driver, is merely one step in Mercedes' continued effort to catch up to Red Bull. It's not a large, sizable bundle or anything of the kind, but we're simply moving step by step, hopefully attempting to bridge the gap. Clearly, Austria was not a pleasant weekend for any of us. We learned the most there though. That's when our team works best as a unit. I thus spent Tuesday and Wednesday working with the crew at the plant. And this weekend, everyone is fully committed to transforming that negative into a positive, Britton said. As the roar of the engines fade and the tire smoke clears, the stage is set for more drama. Will Mercedes' new wing prove to be a game changer at Silverstone? How will Brad Pitt's cinematic twist shape the race? Stay tuned as we plunge into the unknown at next week's Grand Prix.